Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you end up seeing this, first off, thank you. I appreciate you watching this video. Secondly, I want to talk about a game that took me completely by surprise. So much so that I still think about that game months after playing it, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. I am Art, and I'm about to tell you why Kena Bridge of Spirits is underrated but not forgotten. So, Kena Bridge of Spirits. Why underrated, Art? Why is it underrated? Well, I've heard very little about this game. And it was just a chance encounter of me scrolling through the PlayStation Store and having spotted the game. I thought, you know what? Sure, I'll try it. And boy, was I satisfied. Now, how to describe Kena Bridge of Spirits? Let me paint you a picture. Take Pixar, and I mean the good Pixar. I don't mean Cars or Planes or whatever it's called. And no offense if you end up liking those movies. I'm sure they're good. I mean, I've seen Cars. I didn't really care for it too much. But I mean good Pixar. I'm talking Toy Story, Up, Incredibles, like that Pixar. Take that Pixar, and on the other hand, go back to like the late 90s when PlayStation was out, the first PlayStation, and you take some of those old school platformers like Crash Bandicoot, Rayman 2, The Great Escape, Spyro the Dragon. You take those two concepts and you mash them together, and that is this game.
Maybe I have to like jump on this. Oh.
I'm sure people wouldn't agree, and I should clarify, this is my personal experience with the game, or what it was to me. Others may feel differently. And I should mention, there may be some light spoilers. I'll do my best to not, but I may get caught up in a moment and spoil a little something. But I'm gonna try to avoid it as best I can. So let's talk about the game. You play as a spirit guide named Kena. She basically helps lost spirits pass on. A lot of these spirits have some serious unfinished business, and some just really need their mail delivered.
Delivering some mail.
As you play as Kena, you wander around this beautiful and mysterious land where you find little adorable looking creatures called Rot. And yes, you can buy these little critters online. These Rot help you clear away the ominous corruption that's affecting the land. And there is corruption everywhere.
What the hell is this? What is... Oh. I got hit by a rock. Damn. Okay.
Now let's just move on for a second. We'll put a pin in that and move on to the gameplay. It's simple enough. There are RPG elements to it, which every game that's out now has RPG elements to it. It reminds me of games like Zelda. And the more you unlock, the more satisfying the fighting and platforming are. Also, I should mention, this game is not for children. It may look like it, but the difficulty would have any child or man-child flipping over a table or tossing their controller across the room. Now, I mentioned the spirits earlier. You actually meet a few during your travels. Each one has their own story and point of view account of where they were on the day of an explosion that left corruption in its wake. These characters are Benny and Saya, Rusu, Hana, and Zachuro. I probably butchered those names, and my apologies for doing so, but I still tried. By the way, the voice acting for these characters is top-notch movie quality.
You sense the power that flows through this land, but you do not fully understand it. Death and corruption are all that remain here.
Now, where there are good spirits, there are bad ones. And these are spirits who are warped into somewhat guardians of the corruption. Taro, Adira, and Toshi, also phenomenally voice acted, are directly linked to the spirits I mentioned earlier, and I dare you to not feel anything as you learn a bit about their heartbreaking story.
Something was wrong. The crops failed and poison covered the land. Hana left to search for food and supplies to save our village. I watched her go that morning knowing I would never leave our home without her. Weeks turned to months, and she did not return.
If, for some reason, you still doubt me, I'd like for you to listen and look at this. Yeah, right? The music is infectious. It's fun, silly, epic, enchanting, and the visuals made me want to pack my bags and live in a forest. I wouldn't do such a thing. I wouldn't survive out there. But it's difficult to not be swept up in the majesty of what's being presented. So now you hopefully see why I have such a fondness for this game. If you played it, tell me about your experience in the comments below. Put a spoiler tag on it, please. And if you haven't played it, you should give it a try. Then pop back here, leave a comment. After talking about it, I'll be honest, I think I may go back to it and just do some challenges. Oh yeah, that's something this game has too. For all of you 100%ers out there, there are challenges that you could do and accept, and you could probably, be amazing and the best at the game. That's something, if that's something you're into, it has it. And the difficulty, like I mentioned earlier, would make you feel accomplished about it. So there you go, there's that. Anyway, I've been Art, and this is why I personally think Kena Bridge of Spirits is underrated but not forgotten. Thanks for watching.